main objective of the Finance Commission is to distribute the direct taxes between the central and the state, and also among the states. So when we say direct taxes, we mean income tax and corporate tax. And obviously Government of India collects this income tax and corporate tax. Obviously the contribution of Meghalaya and other tribal states is lesser. So in that whole process, this income tax and this corporate tax which is collected, 41% is kept for the states, and rest of the 59% is utilized by the center, defense and other schemes and so on and so forth. Out of this 41% that is then distributed to all the states, the Finance Commission comes out with a formula. Now the formula is generally based on certain parameters. For example, population of that state, geographical area of that state, the forest cover of that state, the income disparity in that state, things like fertility rate of the state, demographic performance as they call it, and the per capita GST distance. So normally these were the factors in the past. Now in that whole aspect, in the 15th Finance Commission, they increased the weightage, and of course apart from the fact that these factors are there, they also put a weight to each of these factors. So every factor is not equally weighted. So certain factors have more weight, certain factors have lesser weight. So the forest cover used to have a weight of about 7.5% in the formula in the 14th Finance Commission. When Mr. N.K. Singh was chairman, he increased that weightage from 7.5% to 10%. That helped forest areas and states. Number two, in the terms of the geographical area, right? In the geographical area, there also a minimum level was put, that a minimum amount of 2%. 2% will be given to the states, irrespective of how small they are. So normally the smaller states used to get even below 2%. So then the ceiling was kind of put in, and not ceiling, a flooring was put in. And so we managed to, even though our area cover is very small, but we managed to get a minimum amount from the benefits of the Finance Commission. So that's what helped us in 2015. Now when this happened, the other states, like bigger states like Maharashtra, bigger states like Karnataka, Gujarat and Kerala and so on and so forth, they argued with the Finance Commission that when we are contributing maximum to the income tax, we are contributing maximum to the corporate tax, and we are on the other hand being discriminated in one way, and we're getting lesser than the amount that we are contributing to the overall income of the country. This is not fair. And this argument they made last year also, the last Finance Commission also. And in this Finance Commission also, the same argument was made by the larger states, saying that we contribute maximum to income tax, we contribute maximum to corporate tax, and yet we get lesser, or even not even 30% of the amount that we contribute. Like for example, a state like Maharashtra. So this logic was put in front of the Finance Commission. So Finance Commission took the decision that they're going to introduce a new factor this time, and that factor was contribution to GDP. So the higher contribution you make towards GDP, the more income tax share you will, or more devolution or share of taxes you will get. Now obviously when this factor comes in, then obviously states like ours, which don't contribute so much to the national GDP, suffer. So like us, there were 14 states in the entire country that suffered, I should say, because of the new formula that came in. As I said, the factor was changed, added, the GDP factor was added to this. And this is the formula that was given. Based on that formula, as I said, there is we are losing some amount of money compared to last Finance Commission. So that is the fact. We have taken this matter up at the Finance Ministry level. I met Madam Finance Minister, and other states also have done the same, those who are affected. So we're hopeful that there will be some corrective measure that will be taken. Formula cannot change because that's already accepted by Parliament. but some other way in which smaller states, because all the northeast smaller states are suffering. The amount or the margin of impact on other states like Tripura and Manipur and Nagaland are double of what the impact is on us. Sikkim is losing a large amount, Bihar is losing, Uttar Pradesh is losing, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, so on and so forth. So that's what the problem is.
In numbers, how much you will lose?
1,500 crores. There's a reduction annually in our share of central taxes. States like Tripura maybe about 2,500, 3,000. Nagaland about 5,000 plus crores every year.
In your budget speech, you have mentioned that we have increased our own state taxes around 4,000 plus.
We've increased means we are expecting. Please remember, I think this is very important to note, and I think all of you, after so many years of addressing you, all of you, budget speech is a budget estimate. Please remember that. It's not that, it's not that it's going to be exactly what I tell you today. So we aspire. It's like an aspiration for us. So we are going to, obviously these aspirations are made based on estimates, based on certain provisions, certain calculations we make, and we give a specific, see the policy, and we say, okay, which department is going to do what. So we know that if we can change this policy, then we expect this much of increase in our taxes. If we change this rule, then this can be, improved. So based on those numbers and those calculations, yes, we expect that our own taxes should come up. We are quite confident, but we are quite confident that it will happen.
So my question is based on this expectation. You understand that these are expectations. So from which area do we expect that the taxes will be increased?
Almost in all the sectors, we are expecting our taxes to go up. Whether it is the excise, we expect our excise revenue to go up. We expect our GST revenue also to go up. We expect the VAT also, petrol, to go up. So these are the main three areas. Non-tax also we expect some amount, but it may not be as much as we expect, because we are still transitioning into that new process of scientific, but we do expect it to be better than before. But these are the main areas.
States and resources.
Yeah, but the past one is not there. So anyway, I don't have the exact details, but in all the cases, as I said, whether it's VAT, whether it's SGST, IGST, or whether it's the non-tax revenue and excise, we expect increase in all. So we expect that there will be
About 200 crores.
Yeah.
This is others. So
Yeah.
we are mining.
Sorry here. So so we expect
Last year our budget estimate was 500. Now we can 300.
Yeah, so basically, roughly about 200 crores was the impact we felt because of the situation that was there overall. But as I said, now with hopefully things stabilizing more and the scientific process also now more or less coming into the scene and the transitioning taking place, we do expect that we will be able to bring it back to the estimates we had last year.
So scientific mining, can it contribute to more than 200 crores? You say?
Yes, absolutely. If we do it well, and if the scale can go up, but we need all the 20 mines also to start.
Are we
So-
not losing money several times? Meghalaya is the fastest growing state after Tamil Nadu. Can you just explain how is it growing fastest?
It's because of the real GSDP growth. And these are numbers given by Government of India. These are not our numbers. So in the Government of India's data, it's clearly indicated that Tamil Nadu was growing at 11.6, and number two position, there were two states, Arunachal and Meghalaya, both at 9.66%. So these are of course based on actual and factual data, which shows the growth of the actual GSDP. So and obviously GSDP is an activity which depends on multiple factors like government spending, private sector investment that takes place. So these are the primary factors. Of course, consumption is also there when you calculate GSDP, but those factors come more in the Government of India's calculation for Government of India's GDP. For the states, it's mostly determined by government expenditure and private sector investment. So in these two areas, we've seen growth, and based on those factors and the numbers that Government of India has seen, our GSDP has grown, to that level where it's at the second fastest in the country.
Is it the Nidhi Aayog report? Or?
It's from the Commerce
MOFSP, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation.
MOFSP, Ministry of
Statistics and Program Implementation.
Statistics and Program Implementation, Government of India.
They are the official statisticians.
It's the official statistics department of Government of India.
A small state like Meghalaya having a huge deficit will not affect the economy.
No, deficit is a normal process. Please to understand, it's not nothing that that is out of the ordinary. So what is important is that we have to stick to a certain limit. And if you saw the numbers we showed you, we are very much within the limit of 3.5%. That is the limit that has been set, and we are within the 3.5 limit. So one can go with the absolute number. That's we can see it. But then the way Government of India works is we look at the percentage of the of the GSDP, and therefore if you look at that, then we are very much within the limits. So and as I said, the deficit is a natural process which happens, and that's where the funding loan components and other components that come in, which again is a normal procedure. So all that we are doing is very much within the provisions of the law and the rules that have been laid down by Government of India and the Reserve Bank. And again, it's not us saying it, but it's coming all the way from the top, where even our Honorable Prime Minister has mentioned in his letter, which I read out, and I'll read out again what he said. And the Honorable Prime Minister, yeah. So the Honorable Prime Minister said these exact words. He said the economic growth rate in the post-COVID years has been exemplary. That's the first line. Second line, at the same time, your government, that means Meghalaya government, your government's fiscal discipline, fiscal management has been prudent. Your government's emphasis on fiscal sustainability is commendable. This is the letter that Honorable Prime Minister wrote to our state on Meghalaya Day. And these are his words. So if Prime Minister is saying it, then I leave it to you to decide what you want to interpret it as.
Having heard the budget, is the economic progress based on buildings and structures than human resource development?
Very good question. But sadly, I think you haven't listened to anything I said in the last 3 hours. In both the budget governor's address, as well as my reply, as well as my budget speech, I have mentioned very categorically that while the economy grows, what is important for us is to be able to bring a smile to people's face, is to be able to make lives better for people, is to be able to create economic opportunities and livelihood opportunities for people. That was my entire crux of my reply to the governor's address, debate on governor's address, and also the crux of the 10 opportunities and the 10 commitments that we have mentioned. That while the economic growth happens, while buildings are constructed, while investments happen, it is not fair or cannot judge an economic growth of a state only based on that. We need to look at the 10 commitments that we have, which means what? Which means care for our elders, the pipe drinking water, the connectivity that we have in terms of road connectivity, caring and empowering and strengthening young women and vulnerable sections of society, good effective delivery mechanism and grievance redressal system, joyful and quality learning at all. So this has been exactly the story what you're saying. So I finished the story, and then now you ask me what about this part. This is exactly the story which I've been saying, is that we have to, the numbers alone, GDP alone cannot justify growth and a holistic growth of a state or a country. It has to be balanced between economic growth and social equity and equality and distribution and happiness and service and so on and so forth for every citizen in the state. So government has about government LP schools. Again, I want to make this very clear. Two things. Number one, that from government point of view, government LP schools, there are about 2,500 out of the 14,000, right? So this mission education is for those government schools. We have already either given new buildings or renovated 2,000 plus schools from the government ones. So that's number one, and then we're going to finish the rest also. All of them don't require new buildings. Some of them just require a renovation, and which we are doing also. So like that, I think by next phase, we should be able to cover almost all the government LP schools. Now, second, every now and then we see pictures of somebody will posting or media posting, oh, government is saying education school, mission school, but look at this school. And they click a picture and send it. Now, first of all, we have to understand what is that school. Is it an ad hoc school? Is it a government school? Is it a SSA school? Is it a deficit school? So let me be very clear, we are only mentioning the government LP schools. So that could be a picture of an ad hoc school or an SSA school, which we have not started yet, which we're going to do at a later stage. But yet, SSA, ad hoc and all from MLA schemes they're doing on their own, sometimes from CMSDF, I'm giving to a lot of ad hoc schools support, SSA schools or support, because school is a school. Now, why aren't we doing the others right now? Because obviously funds are limited. So we have to start somewhere. So we decided to start with government LP schools. Again, this is a decision I took in 2019, where education department brought a budget of 2,000 crores to me. And I said, look, I don't have 2,000 crores right now, but start with 100 crores. And now just while moving along, suddenly we look back and we have almost completed 2,000 plus schools. So that's how we decided and we moved forward. So I just wanted to make it very clear that this does not include ad hoc, SSA, deficit schools or any private school. This is purely government schools. Slowly, once we finish this phase, we will then get into the other infrastructures in schools. We'll get into other aspects of rationalizing schools. We're going to the aspect of helping ad hoc schools and SSA schools also. So that's going to happen consequently. Budget is not meant to talk about the administrative and work culture in terms of day-to-day functioning. It is important. I'm not saying it's not important. It is absolutely very important. But that's where the administrative part and the bureaucratic part and overall administration work and all comes in. Please understand, a budget is a statement meant to give the vision of the state, where we are going, where we are heading ahead. And therefore, and obviously, this doesn't cover every aspect of things. But if you looked at the para which we mentioned about effective service delivery mechanism. So these are mechanisms. We just mentioned some of the aspects, but slowly and steadily, as I said, we are ensuring that all of the systems work faster. Now imagine a file processing, which used to take 26 days before. Today, because of the systems we've put in place, it takes 22.5 days. So that's how we are improving the efficiency by using technology. So similarly, work is being done at different levels, but it is next to impossible for a budget speech of 33 pages to incorporate every single aspect of every single work that the government is doing. This is only meant to give a general policy direction of where the government is heading. And obviously there's a much larger details of the financial part of what each department will do and what money will be given to each section. So all those things are included, but in the effective delivery mechanism and system, all these matters that you're talking about, will be incorporated. And more importantly, these kind of reforms keep taking place, keep the, ensuring that monitoring mechanisms are in place. And obviously government is a large mechanism and a large system to run. So there has to be accountability in systems at different levels. So that is part of the system, we do it. But as I said, to answer your question, why didn't mention it in the budget? Because obviously we can't mention everything in the budget. It's not possible to mention everything in the budget. Budget gives, as I said, a sense of policy and direction and vision of what the government is planning to do. So we've recruited 550 doctors. I don't know if you heard this, the reply last time, which was again stuck because of the fact that that there was no recruitment process and MPSC was overburdened. So we started a new recruitment board for the doctors, and based on that we have recruited 550 doctors now, and even specialists we have recruited about 30-35 specialists. So there has been an addition of maybe close to about 1,000 plus, about, I can't remember the exact number, but it was 1,200 something plus manpower in the overall system, and it's a huge improvement compared to where we were before. A lot more needs to be done because we still have infrastructure shortages, and there's a reason why we are pumping in more money into health sector. If you looked at the budget, it is double that of the national average. It's because we realize that there's so many areas which we need to keep working on. So there are different programs and different schemes, as mentioned earlier also, that we have two large EAPs, or rather one large EAP protecting two catchment areas, mainly the Shillong catchment and the Tura catchment area. Those projects are already going on. and these are the main catchment areas for at least the two largest towns, city and town. And apart from that, also there are local interventions that we are doing at the local level. So there are many programs, for example, under the MBMA and under the salt conservation. So they are mapping different springs, different catchment areas, and going for different protections like plantation of trees or putting up of check dams. So these are all being done under that, and these are again it's being done in line with the communities and the local people, so that they're involved. And therefore projects like for example the Green Meghalaya or Green Meghalaya Plus program that is already being done. So those are programs where we reserve and preserve existing forest areas and cover areas, and we incentivize people not to destroy trees so that the catchment areas are protected. So there are multiple programs, multiple schemes. Objective is same: to preserve the catchment area, to rejuvenate the springs, and to be able to slow the flow of the water. All of these are being done by multiple schemes. I don't have all the details of all the programs with me.
Climate budget.
Yeah, so there's a full climate budget. You can always go through it. There's a full climate budget of all the aspects of every single program that is going on. You'll be able to understand the whole thing.
So many have suggested the government on the need to acquire these catchment areas.
Yes, there is a need for it. In some areas, we are not getting the response desired. In some areas, the financial implications are higher. Somewhere the community needs to be discussed with further. So we are examining that. Everything has a financial impact, so we are going to examine and see how we can move forward in this, because as you're aware, we have got large financial commitments in general in many places, so it will not be possible for us to put everything into the catchment area alone. So we have to balance it out, but definitely we are examining wherever it's possible to look into that. No, so again, it all depends, because the thing is, again, for I don't have the tax rules in front of me right now, but like for example, simple thing like when you have your turnover is say below 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs, I forgot the ceiling, then you're not liable to pay GST. So suppose a homestay, you're running a homestay, and you are in a year you're earning 10 lakhs, you don't have to pay GST. So it depends the slab, which slab you're in. Of a skilling person is there. If he's under certain level of income generation, so it's a large company coming from outside, they have a 100 crore turnover, so I'm sure that they'll be liable to some level of GST. So it's GST slabs are very complicated, so I will not have the reply, but I'm just telling you a very generic thing, that certain areas are liable, certain areas are not liable, and certain players whose size and turnover is not so high, like as I said, below 20 lakhs, if my memory serves me correct, they're not liable. 20 lakhs, yeah. 20 lakhs, then they're not liable to pay service tax. So then, service tax means GST.
What about the festival? Which government have been organizing?
Yeah, absolutely. So it depends on what the scale is, they have to pay. So, everybody will have to pay the taxes as per the rules and the slab that they follow. Nobody can beat. Because government of India is going to follow up also. It's not just us. When we were going from this entire journey to try and clear the rules and mechanisms to have scientific mining, we were on a completely new path. Nobody knew what's going to happen at the end of the day. And why is that the case? Because of the complexity that the laws and the land laws are different in Meghalaya compared to the rest of India. So India has got a certain system and a policy for other parts, but in Meghalaya, because the land holding systems are different laws and rules had to be created. And we were going on kind of untreaded path, and we didn't really know the outcome. And at every single level, some queries coming to me, what about this? No, we can't accept this. And you have to manage government of India, you're managing the cabinet minister, you're managing the officials, you're talking to the joint secretary, you're talking to Coal India, you're talking to CMPDIL, you're talking to the other officials of other departments, of forest department. So it's a very complex stage you're looking at, because you don't know what's coming ahead. Now, while that discussion is taking place, so there are a lot of arguments we're having. I'm like, look guys, this we cannot agree to, because this is not going to help. This is going to make life difficult. So there are like 20, 30, 40 points that are there in front of us, and we need to find a way to move forward. So we're sitting there, And government of India is saying, no, this 100 acres hectares is not negotiable. You have to be, otherwise you won't get serious players. So here I am trying to negotiate 100 hectares versus the fact that we have got a traditional system, the land belongs to our people and this and that issue. So here I am trying to see, well, can I handle this particular issue later on? Because if I keep sticking to this point also and keep sticking to this also and this also and this also and this also, we'll never be able to find a solution. So I had to take a call at that point in time. It was a very difficult call because I know that this matter would come up. But what I decided at that point was, look, let it start at least. I may not be able to convince them for all the 20 points that I'm asking for, but even I can negotiate and say that, look, let's start the first mines and let's get this, different rules and procedures through. So we were really in a point where we had to take a call. Are we going to keep sticking to this? Because of this, the whole scientific mining system may just stop because government may not agree to anything. So I decided at that point, look, let's just leave few of the topics for now there because ultimately we need to start scientific mining. So we'll come back to this at a later stage when they see that that most of the miners are small miners. In the meantime, we'll ask the miners if they can all come together 10 hectares and make 100 hectares or some other way, so that we don't have to negotiate with Government of India on every single point and fight with them and delay the whole process of scientific mining. So I had to take a call. So we took a call at that point in time and we said, okay, look, we will not stress too much on 100 hectares because Government of India was stressing on it a lot. So they were like a 1 point for them. And we moved ahead and we're lucky that we got through. Now we have started negotiation with them, telling them, look, we're getting 20 people, but then most of our miners, almost 10,000 miners, are small-time miners. So can we now reduce this whole criteria and bring it down to 10 hectares, 15 hectares? So that discussion is on now. So that is the reason why it happened. Does that mean that we're going to stick to it? No, we're not. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep working. But at least, as I said, the fact that now the licenses have started coming in, the scientific mining process has started, is a very, very great step for us. Now we will keep working on seeing how we can make it even better by reducing the number of hectares from 100 to maybe 50 or maybe 40 or if possible even to 510 also.
So does it requires for amendment of the
Yes.
MMDR Act?
No, it requires Government of India's intervention. May not be at the Act level, but in the rules, I'm sure they will be requiring some amendment of the rules. But it's a decision that they have to take. In this decision making, again, there are many stakeholders who are involved. So we are negotiating with them. So it's a process. It's not very simple. The fact that we managed to get these rules and managed to get this whole system in place itself is a great thing. Because it was so complicated. It was a new system that even Government of India was not used to, because they're used to their land and then owning it, then leasing it out to the private sector. Here the private sector owns the land, and then how will we make the rules? That means you have to make a separate para for Meghalaya. So many other complications came up. So that's what it is. But point well taken. This is a factor that we have to work. But why we couldn't do it earlier, I've explained that to you, because it was too complicated, the negotiations. I had to move forward. We decided we'll do this now, and then we'll see how we'll be able to then adapt and change things in future.